Another day, another scandal. Now, reports are emerging that around 44 billion shillings that Kenyans paid for various services on the e-Citizen platform never made it to the Treasury account, raising questions regarding where the money went. Now, members of Parliament have summoned the Treasury PS Kipto to answer questions regarding where the funds went.
How hard is it to do this? How hard is it to jail corrupt leaders? How hard is it to punish leaders that embezzle from the public? How hard can it be?
Yani, hii Kenya inauma sana. Mumesikia the latest scandal? Pesa ya e-Citizen 44 billion imeingia majini. Na nakumbuka kitambo vile hii e-Citizen ilikuwa introduced nini kukatokea kauvumi kuwa e-Citizen every is it 200 shillings inaenda kwa account ya Rachel Ruto. Hata najaribu kukumbuka ilitangazwa vipi sikumbuki. By that time mimi nilikuwa UDA. Damu ndio tumemchagua Ruto, ndio tunajisikia tuko State House. Tunaimba ile banatana ilikuwa hivyo. Sasa saizi kweli hatuna pesa kama nchi. Zote zinaenda. Sijui kama Ruto anataka kuiba kila kitu alafu aende exile. Saizi unaona vile amepeleka watoto wake na bibi yake chini ya maji. Hatuwasikii. Kimani Ichung'wah alipeleka watu wake South Africa. Murkomen ndio huyu sijui anapeleka watu wake wapi. Acheni niwaambie Ruto and your people. Ibeni, chukueni, muende, mtuachie Kenya yetu. Ni kama kidonda, kitapona. Tutahil, ngozi itatoka, itabaki madamu, itoke usaha. Lakini, ngozi itarudi. You know that's the wonder of what God does. You will remain with a scar, but you are healed. That scar is to remind you what happened to that leg or hand. Ibeni muende mtuachie Kenya yetu. It can't be that any scandal. Angalia zile Morara alikuwa kituambia hapa hivi. Sijui diaries. Morara diaries. What has been done about them? Si alipewa pesa na zimeingizwa chini ya maji. Si ziko chini ya maji. Hizo milioni zote tulikuwa tukishtuka. Every time Morara akizungumza, tunasema woi. Hizo ma project. Sasa je, babake George, ibeni, chukueni, hata mkitaka next kila mtu account yake fungeni, mbebe pesa, tuanze zero. Na tutakuwa. Hata kama itachukua miaka mingapi tutakuwa. It is very sad. Very, very sad.
Bwana Spokesman, we have seen that e-Citizen is collecting money, but the money is not getting to Treasury. What is happening to this money?
You see, that's a problem with Kenyans. You pay a small convenience fee, and then you cry that it's becoming inconvenience. So do you even know what the E in e-Citizen stands for? It's for inconvenience. So I don't know why you're complaining, because e-Citizen is getting their money, the Treasury is getting their money. I don't know if you're getting your money, but me, I'm getting my money. So I don't know what really the problem is. Because you have to ask yourself, are you an e-Citizen or are you an a-Citizen? Because you cannot be claiming the privileges of an a-Citizen and you're an e-Citizen, bwana.
Thanks for staying with us. You're watching JKL. Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has cautioned that the 44 billion Kenya shillings Lindsay Finco's bond meant to fund the construction of Talanta Sports Stadium is a new secret way of burdening Kenyans with expensive debt. Nyoro, who is also the former Budget and Appropriations Committee chairperson, says Kenyans will end up paying up to 100 billion Kenya shillings for the loan. Stephen Leto has that report.
The construction of the 60,000 capacity Talanta Sports Complex is now at the center of a funding controversy with the latest listings of a bond by Lindsay Finco. The This securitization fundraising model has been roped in to finance the construction of the stadium that will host African Cup of Nations Championship in 2027. Former Budget Chair Ndindi Nyoro says President William Ruto is plunging the country into deeper debt. Nyoro says the securitization model that the government has embarked on is more costly.
Now the government is coming up with these kind of facilities so that we do not seem like our debt is growing, whereas we are basically having another sacred book of debt. One sacred book was fuel levy. The second sacred book, of course, is now this one for Talanta.
The Kiharu lawmaker says the 44.7 billion shillings bond will cost the taxpayer hundreds of billions of shillings in future. The bond has been pegged on expected revenues from the Talanta Stadium in the hope it becomes an income-generating project once complete.
The maturity of the bond in the next 15 years, Kenya will have paid interest rates of 100 billion for a loan of 44.8 billion Kenya shillings. And I'm here wondering, if that cannot make us agree as Kenyans, then what would? Now you are making a generation which is to come for the next 15 years to be born with a price tag of a loan of a money they actually don't know where it went.
President Ruto told the gathering at NSC that the new venture joins the pioneering innovations such as the government-to-government G2G fuel supply program and the fuel levy-backed securitization that will see the government raise 175 billion shillings to finance stall road projects.
And I can tell you without breaking of an eye that these kind of mechanisms you see, the experienced officers in the National Treasury do not even support it.
The government exuding confidence that its latest debt instruments through the NSC will reinforce the country's ability to finance critical infrastructure from domestic capital and reduce dependency on external borrowing.
E-Citizen is the easiest way for government to misappropriate public funds because E-Citizen is owned by a private entity, and therefore you can see what's happening in NTSA. It is exactly what's happening in other ministries.
So kuna hii report ya Auditor General ambayo iko kwa bunge, na bado wabunge wana summon mtu anaitwa Kipto ambaye ni PS Treasury. Kwa sababu gani? Kwa sababu kulingana na bunge na kulingana na hiyo report ya Auditor General ni kuwa pesa zote zinaokotwa through E-Citizen huwa hazifiki Treasury. So wanataka kumuuliza pesa zinaendaga wapi. So my question ni kuwa, if many of government services zinalipwa through E-Citizen, then mwenye analipwa ama pale zinalipwa hafikishi Treasury, what is that, or what ni nini hiyo imekuwa ikifanyika? Not forgetting that any transaction you do through E-Citizen unachajua 50 Kenya shillings extra. So kwani wizi iko kwa hii taifa imefika kiwango gani? Nani ata control hawa watu? Who will say no? Wacha tugoje Chris Kipto afike kwa parliament tusikia atakuja kudanganya na nini, lakini it is very unfortunate that we are losing such kind of money kwa sababu ya ignorance ya serikali. Kwa how could you be collecting all that money na haifiki Treasury? Hiyo ni aibu kubwa. Na wacha nikwambie, one day some people will pay. You will pay very big. You will pay.
Unajua services kazi zote kwa hii country kupitia E-Citizen. Ukitaka passport, ukitaka license, ukitaka ID, yani kuna vitu nyingi sana. Lazima upite E-Citizen kwanza ndio upate hata appointment kutoka igava. Na kai hizo ndo hazifiki Treasury. Yana wanisha wakitusomea budget, wakituambia jua tax collection, wakituambia wanahitaji loan, labda wanahitaji hiyo loan. As I'm going with this. Wakituambia like mbada kitokea tuambie ati they didn't collect enough taxes ama wanahitaji loan za kujenga whatever. Who's to say they actually need the loan? Kado za E-Citizen havisifikangi na government services zote zinapitia hapo. Like how much money is not even accounted for, and how much are they borrowing that they don't need? Hii government wanatu waste sana. And manana campaign for decentralization, no more president, no more governors, no more MPs. tuache hizi ufala. Siasa treasury kwa elected. Tutoe ma-PS. Kuacho kuwa na watu wana defend Kasongo, wanamsaidia. Kuacho kuwa na vitu kaa hizo. Hizi vitu hazitusaidii.
This e-citizen. The e-citizen thing. I can tell you, I was sworn into office. All of us were sworn into office, the cabinet, on 27th of October, 2022.
Yes.
By the third week of November, I remember him calling me on a Sunday. It was a Sunday afternoon. And I went to State House. And I found all the top honchos from the National Treasury were there. All the top people from Ministry of ICT were there. And then back there, I saw two gentlemen, young men, James Ayugi and his partner, Sibi. As if I had met them,
yes,
when they are trying to, somebody brought them to me. They wanted to see whether a question, I can allow a question, particular question to be asked in Parliament. And when they explained to me, I told them, no, Parliament is not a debt collector. Because it was about, he was claiming money from the National Treasury.
Yes.
And as a result, they had even gone to, I advised them, go to court. That's the best thing.
Yes.
It's a debt, and from what you have explained, they are the owners of that, they are the ones who started that program of e-citizen.
Yes.
It started quite some time back. It was a World Bank funded experiment, which was found to be workable.
Yes.
But somehow the Treasury never quite got into a formal agreement, contractual agreement with, they're called webmasters.
Yes.
Yeah. Then when I saw, and when they were introduced to me, they wanted to see whether they could use a member of Parliament to raise a question, and I said, no, we don't do that.
Yes.
Parliament is not a debt collector. Go to court.
Yes.
You get your money. You are entitled. That's your intellectual property.
Yes.
Government cannot continue using your intellectual property and not paying you. So take to court, and I'm sure any right-thinking judge using the principle of quantum merit, they're going to give you, you're going to be given your money.
Yes.
So when I found them there, and at that time, the story then was that there were only 392 government services which had been onboarded on the system. I knew there was something here. How they got to be there at State House was quite strange. I didn't know, and I didn't ask. But by 13th of January, 2023, a formal contract was signed between webmasters, and it was signed for by the PS, Principal Secretary, National Treasury, and the PS ICT.
Yes.
That agreement is available. And if you can just flash back, early 2023, a campaign began. Everybody must onboard their services to the e-citizen. Today, I think they are close to 23,000 government services. That's 22,000 something. But just go and find out what happens.
Yes.
That convenience fee
over 50 shillings
is quite substantial. I just want to ask Kenyans to go and find out where it goes.
Yes.
Youthman chukua kura.
Lazima.
Na usiogope kupiga kura. Juu after tumepiga kura tunazichunga mpaka ngware. Tunawasaidia kuzihesabu.
Mpaka rena ngware.
Hakuna wizi wa kura. Youthman chukua kura.
Wanatugeuza IEBC.
Na upige kura Youthman. Correction.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mingi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.